Hello and good evening. My name is John, and you're watching episode 50 of my 15 minutes, my nightly chit chat on the Old Folks Boogie 2 channel. And that's what we're doing here. So, this is episode 50. I've had 50 of these now, starting since January. So, this is, what's interesting is because of this, I'm going to actually know the days every day, the number of that day in the year, because this is the 50th day of the year so far. It's kind of weird because I'm going to be numbering them every day. I'm going to be doing this for a year. And if you're just stumbling upon this is just something I decided to do. I'm 70 years old. I formed the Old Folks Boogie 2 channel, and now I'm chatting to the world or anybody that wants to listen uh, every day for 15 minutes. Actually, trying to get more content on here, but so far, nothing coming up. But we'll see. Got all the time in the world, a year. So we'll see. But if you've listened to me before, you know that one of the things that I love to do is I love to go out to thrift stores, um, Goodwill, Liberty Thrift. There's so many of them. They're just I didn't know thrift stores were such a business. I had no idea until I started fussing around and going to them and seeing what you can find to buy and resell. Um, Sometimes just buy to buy. Today was a day I went out. I had some fun. I went out to where did I go? I went to the Restore first, and that's part of the Habitat for Humanity system. I don't know if you are aware of Habitat for Humanity, but certainly a great cause. But one of the things that they do is they take in lots of donations. They take in donations from builders, anybody. Then they sell them on sites. I don't know how many sites they have around the country, but we happen to have one right down the street here in Chalfont. I mean, and it's huge. It's big. I've gotten furniture from there. I got a bookcase that's sitting over here. They came out of there. Um, and for cheap. It's a nice bookcase, but it's cheap. Anyway, the that's I went there today, and I was looking at a piece that they have a silent auction, like a lot of the thrifts in this area do, where they take their better pieces and they put them out for bid on paper. You write a bid. When bidding closes, if you're the high bidder, you win. Um, Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I've gotten some pretty good ones. Actually, this globe behind me, this gemstone globe I got out of a charity. Uh, and one of the things that I've noticed, I don't know if you can see it in this picture or not, but if you look at the picture of the United States there, you look at that image, you'll see that almost all the states are individually carved out of gemstone, which is really unusual. It's one of the reasons I bid on it, and tried to win it, and did win it. Because most of the globes you look at, it's one big piece that just says United States. They don't bother to, and this one's extremely detailed, down into the countries. Just one of the prettiest ones I've ever seen, and I look at them a lot. I looked at them for years before I got that one. But anyway, so that's one of the things that came out of a silent auction at the thrift, and I think I got a pretty good buy on it. But today, I had alcohol has played a important part of my life, especially in the early days. Um, my mother was an alcoholic. That's one of the reasons I left home when I was 70. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't want to be around it anymore. And I have a bit of a Probably because of that. I have I have an addictive personality. Must not be very addictive because I've avoided addiction up to this point in my life. Um, when I was sick here recently, I was on tramadol for, good knows, a year and a half or something. I don't know how long time, 2 years, I guess, maybe. I kicked that hard. I kicked it just cold turkey. I don't think I was so bad, but Susan said the 10 days was hell for her. So I guess it was. If she said it was, it probably was. I probably wasn't all that pleasant a person to be around at that time. But I didn't lay in bed and shake for 5 or 7 days out of that 10 either. I didn't, it wasn't that bad. And I've seen people have the shakes, and I know what that's like. I know what that detox is. And it can be from alcohol or any other of the addictive substances that we have in this world. But anyway, I don't even know where this was going. I don't know how I get onto that. Oh my God, I lost track of that train of thought so fast. Whew. Anyway, so, but anyway, today, oh, I know what it was. So when I was young, we did some drinking. We did some drinking. A lot of other things too, but we did some drinking. Alcohol is easy available once you hit 21, or if you have a fake ID. If you want to get screwed up, alcohol can do it to you. And so we did some drinking. I did my share. I had some really, there was times I should not have been on the road for sure. Luckily, I didn't kill anybody while I was drinking and driving. And luckily, and I haven't done it. This is 40 years ago, folks. So, I don't do that. I never became an alcoholic. I could have. I felt like I could have for sure because I enjoyed the feeling. Just like I enjoyed the feeling of, I don't like speed and I don't like cocaine and that kind of thing because I don't like the jitteries. But I did like downers. Heroin was the only time I tried it a few times and found it to be an extremely beautiful drug once you got done puking and settled into your high. But anyway, we had some drinking games when we were young. One of them was the shot a minute game of beer. And that's when you sit at a bar and you get a shot glass and some bottles of beer. Everybody gets a bottle of beer on the table that wants to participate in the game. And it's a really cruel game because your job is to drink a shot of beer every minute, on the minute, and see who's left sitting on the bar stool after an hour. Okay, so that's 5 beers in an hour. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I'll tell you what, it may be the regularity of the beer going down, or for whatever reason, or maybe just 5 beers in an hour will screw you up. I don't know for sure, but we played it. Well, I played it twice, a couple years apart each time, but I played it twice, and I was a loser every time. I couldn't make it. I didn't even make the hour. I didn't think I made 45 minutes. Most people didn't make an hour. I don't even remember who did, if anybody. But the winner was actually whoever was the last person up, even if they didn't make the full hour. They fell out or puked or whatever. Because the rule is if you puke or fall off your bar stool, you're done. But you can also, stop, I don't want any more kind of thing. You can do that too. I don't know which one I did anymore. But I know I did not get, I thought I could the first time. I really did. I thought I could the first time. I was only, that was actually, you know what, it's interesting because I think I brought this game from Kentucky, and then a couple of years later, I taught it to some people here in Hilltown back in the early 70s. So I think I brought it up I think somebody taught it to me down there and I brought it up here. I don't know how far I ever got from there, but we played it one more time up here and I didn't make it. But, well, it's interesting, and nobody that I knew at that time had a what would you call it? Well, nobody went out and bought drinking games. They didn't come in a package in a box. You didn't get a chance to play beer. There was no beer pong. I didn't even know what beer pong. I hadn't even heard of beer pong until 15, 20 years ago, maybe. Beer pong. And now I see it in boxes. You get the whole beer pong kit. All you need is a kitchen table and a beer pong kit, and you can bounce ping pong balls into glasses of beer. But anyway, so I'm at the thrift store today, and I wanted to look at a couple things over at the silent auction section. So I did that, and I called for some. But anyway, they couldn't get the door open, so I could take some pictures of the particular item I was wanting to see, and so I happened to wander over to another section of the store, and I looked down and I saw the next item, the thing I'm going to show you here in just a minute, because I picked it up. I thought it was an empty box at first. I thought, where is this? And I thought it was an empty box, so I picked it up, and it's not. It's full. And here we go. I'm going to put this up here, and I want you to know that I paid a whole $3.75 after my 25% old folks discount on Wednesday, because it was priced at $5, and I got it for $3.75. So here it is. Let's see. Let's see if you can see this. If I can get it framed into the thing. I want you to look at this really carefully. This is Checkers. It's Checkers. And it's glass. All the little mugs are glass. It's a glass top checkerboard. Half of the mugs are frosted, and half of the mugs are clear. So you can play checkers, jump people. But I was talking to my brother David today, and I said, "This is hysterical." I said, "But if you jump somebody, do you get to drink, or when you're jumped, do you get to drink?" So, I don't know what the rules are, but there are some papers in here, some paperwork. Because I actually had them take it. I wasn't going to buy it without looking at it, so I had them. I don't open things like this in the thrift without being supervised by one of the thrift store employees. So I took this to the counter, and she and I opened it up, and everything's intact. It's beautiful. It looks like it's never been used, maybe. And if it has, it's only been maybe once. Everything was put back exactly the way, it came from the factory. But it is hysterical. Think of drinking Checkers. Now, Checkers is 3 rows of 4 each. So you got 12 shots in front of you. And a game of Checkers doesn't take a whole lot of time, maybe 10 minutes. So you got 10 minutes, and you're going to put down what? 12 shots of booze for one of you is anyway. I just couldn't. I can't stop laughing. I can't stop laughing at the absolute absurdity of the whole thing. What a great thought. Think about it. Somebody actually sat down and came up with this whole idea, this marketing plan on making checker, drinking checker game. The mini mug checker set. Not suitable as a toy for children, it says on the box. I guess not. Oh my God. 12 shots of booze in 10 minutes. And I thought a shot every minute of beer for an hour is hard. I'm telling you, that's really hard. If you ever play that game, be real careful. Make sure you have somebody with you that can pick you up or keep you from hitting your head when you fall out onto the floor. So anyway, it's again, my 15 minutes is up for the night. I'm done talking. We'll be back tomorrow night with episode 51 on my way to 366 leap year. So anyway, that was tonight. Have a good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and be kind. Good night.